before the money, before the success, before the breakthrough you've been praying for. There's one key, one frequency, one shift: gratitude. It's not cliche. It's not fluffy. It's not something you should do, like drinking more water or stretching more often. Gratitude is spiritual electricity. It's the current that connects you to everything you've asked for, to everything you're meant to become. Because here's the truth: energy flows where attention goes. And when your attention is on what you lack, you magnetize more lack. When your mind is wired to notice what's missing, you train your spirit to wait instead of receive. But gratitude? Gratitude flips the current. It shifts the lens. It says, look again. You are already surrounded by blessings. And the moment you begin to see what's here, what's next, begins to chase you down. Gratitude attracts. It attracts peace. It attracts clarity. It attracts ideas. It attracts aligned people. And yes, it attracts abundance, because you become a match for it, not through desperation, not through effort, not through proving, but through presence. When you are grateful, you are present. And when you're present, you are powerful. Let me ask you something. What if today you stopped waiting to be grateful until things worked out, and you decided to be grateful so they would? What if you woke up and said, I am thankful right now, even if the money isn't in my account yet, even if the love hasn't arrived yet, even if the dream isn't finished yet, because I know it's all already in motion. That kind of faith, that kind of gratitude, that moves mountains. Gratitude doesn't mean you're ignoring what's hard. It means you're choosing to see what's still good. It doesn't mean you're faking a smile. It means you're creating space for real joy to slip in through the cracks of disappointment. Gratitude is not pretending. It's not bypassing. It's powerful spiritual discernment. It says, yes, this hurts, but I'm thankful I can feel. Yes, it's uncertain, but I'm thankful I'm still here. Yes, I'm still waiting, but I'm not waiting empty. Gratitude gives you back your power because it shows you what you do have. It reminds you what's already working. It shifts your frequency from begging to receiving. You stop trying to force and you start allowing. That's when doors open. That's when favor flows. That's when miracles multiply, because heaven responds to a grateful heart. So how do we live that way, really? Not just a quick thank you, God, once a week. Not just a gratitude list that collects dust in a journal, but real, grounded, vibrant, magnetic gratitude that becomes a way of life. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how to train your mind, how to condition your heart, and how to become the kind of person that abundance can't help but chase down. Gratitude isn't just a good habit. It's not just about being polite. It's a spiritual frequency. And when you stay on that frequency, life responds in miraculous ways. Let's get something clear. The law of attraction isn't magic. It's alignment. You attract not what you want, but what you are in harmony with. And when you embody gratitude, you shift the entire signal you're broadcasting to the world. Gratitude tells the universe, I trust you. It tells God, I believe you are good. I believe I am supported. I believe more is coming, because I already have enough. Gratitude stabilizes your energy. It quiets fear. It silences lack. It shuts down the lie that you're behind, unworthy, or overlooked. Because when you feel grateful, you stop chasing and you start receiving. You can't be anxious and grateful at the same time. Try it. Try breathing deeply and focusing on what's good in your life. And notice how your shoulders drop, how your breath slows, how your mind clears. That's not coincidence. That's power. Gratitude is the only emotion scientifically proven to elevate every single system in the body. Your immune system strengthens. Your heart rate regulates. Your cortisol drops. Your energy rises. Your brain opens to creative solutions. It is healing. It is activating. It is the key to living in overflow. But it's more than physical. It's spiritual. Because gratitude invites God in. It makes space for divine clarity. It gets you out of survival mode and back into spiritual alignment. Gratitude says, even if it's not perfect, it's still purposeful. Even if it's not finished, I can celebrate the foundation. Even if I'm still waiting, I'm waiting with praise, not panic. So the question is, how do you become this kind of person? How do you train your heart to notice what's good, to find the blessing in the mess, to see light in the shadows? It starts with choice. You don't wait for the feeling. You create it. You say thank you when it makes no sense. You give thanks in the hallway before the door opens. You write down blessings until your mind starts scanning for them. Because your brain is a pattern seeker. And when you teach it to find the good, it will find more of it. Here's a practice that rewires your energy daily. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for, but don't just list them. Feel them. Let it be real. I'm grateful for my warm bed, for my health, for this new day. Then sit with it. Let it register. Let it vibrate through you. Next, write, I am open to receive even more, and smile. Even just a little. That's the shift. Gratitude plus expectation is the sweet spot. It creates a current so strong that nothing good can resist it. Gratitude is the activator. But don't forget, it's also the protector. It guards your mind when things get hard. It keeps you from spiraling. It reminds you of how far you've come. It keeps your spiritual eyes open. Because when you're focused on what you're thankful for, you stop obsessing over what you think you lack. And here's the secret. What you thought you lacked often shows up after you stop obsessing over it. Because obsession says, I need this to feel good. But gratitude says, I feel good already. And that's what makes miracles chase you. You want money? Start thanking God for the money already in motion, for the ideas you've been given, for the bills that are paid, for the fact that you're still breathing. And therefore, anything is possible. You want love? Start thanking God for the love you already have. In friends, in your own heart, in the little signs of care He sends you daily. You want a better life? Start giving thanks for the life that is already shifting. Even when you can't see how yet, that's not delusion. That's faith. That's gratitude. And that's power. Gratitude isn't something you visit once a week. It's not a Sunday-only mindset. It's not a Band-Aid for hard times. It's a way of living. A new default setting for your soul. And that's where the magic lives. Not in the dramatic moments, but in the quiet daily ones where you choose to be thankful before anything changes. When you're stuck in survival mode, gratitude feels impossible. But that's when it's most powerful, because survival mode says, I need to fix everything right now. I don't have time to breathe. I have to figure this out or else. It's frantic, it's fear-based, it's exhausting. But gratitude says, I don't have to force this. I'm already being provided for. I've survived before. I'll thrive again. Survival is rooted in fear. Receiving is rooted in trust, and trust is fertilized by gratitude. Because when you're grateful, you remind your nervous system, I am safe. You tell your spirit, we're not abandoned. You align with the truth, God is still with me. That's how you shift your energy. Not by chasing something new, but by honoring what's already here. Let's make it practical. Here are 3 daily techniques to shift from survival mode to receiving mode, using only your awareness, your breath, and your spirit. 1. The gratitude grounding pause. When your mind spirals, your heart races, or the anxiety starts to rise, pause. Put your hand on your heart, breathe deeply, and say, out loud or quietly, in this moment, I have everything I need. In this moment, I am safe. In this moment, I am thankful. Do it 3 times. Feel the shift. It's not a magic spell. It's a return to truth. Because most of the time, the problem isn't the situation. It's the story we're telling about it. And gratitude helps you tell a better story. 2. The evening gratitude reset. Before you go to sleep each night, write down 3 things you're grateful for today. 1 thing you're proud of yourself for. 1 thing you're open to receiving tomorrow. This rewires your subconscious. Instead of ending the day in worry or replaying what went wrong, you close the day in celebration. You shift your brain's focus from fear to fulfillment. And while you sleep, your spirit goes to work on attracting more of what you've acknowledged. 3. Spoken gratitude meditation, walking or sitting. Go for a walk or sit in silence and begin to speak gratitude aloud. I am so thankful for this breath. I am so thankful I can feel. I am thankful for the roof over my head, the path beneath my feet, and the lessons I'm learning. I am thankful for who I am becoming. Don't rush. Don't fake it. Feel it as you say it. If something hard happened recently, say, thank you for the lesson. Thank you for showing me where I still need to heal. That level of spiritual maturity shifts your whole vibration. The more you practice these moments, the more they become natural. You begin to wake up thankful. You begin to notice the little things. You begin to talk differently. You begin to attract differently. People feel it. God honors it. Life reflects it. Because the most magnetic energy in the world is someone who already feels full. You're no longer desperate, no longer begging, no longer comparing your life to others, because your own life becomes beautiful again. And when you stop resisting the moment you're in, you allow something greater to enter. That's the secret. Receiving requires space, and gratitude creates that space. Space in your mind, space in your heart, space in your day. You stop chasing miracles and you start hosting them. There's a popular phrase in the manifestation world: assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It means feel now what you want to experience later. Feel successful before the money arrives. Feel loved before the partner shows up. Feel free before the situation changes. But how do you actually do that? Gratitude. Gratitude is the emotion that aligns you with your answered prayer. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. Gratitude says, it's already mine. Not in a desperate way, not in a begging way, but in a calm, quiet, confident way. Like someone who knows their name is already on the blessing. That kind of energy, that's what draws things in. Because life responds to how you feel, not just what you want. And gratitude is the language of receivers. When you live in gratitude, you stop blocking the blessing. You stop second-guessing the path. You stop doubting the process. You stop putting pressure on your prayers. Instead, you trust. You release. You soften. And in that softness, everything flows. Here's what most people miss. Gratitude doesn't mean you stop taking action. It means you take aligned action. Action that flows from faith, not fear. Because when you're grateful, you stop forcing. You stop acting from lack. You stop choosing out of panic. You begin to move like someone who's already blessed. So your choices reflect that belief. You speak differently. You invest differently. You show up to your dreams like they already belong to you. Gratitude doesn't make you passive. It makes you powerful because it clears the fog of fear so you can actually see what steps to take. Gratitude gives you clarity. Clarity leads to courage, and courage leads to aligned action. It's not about sitting still and hoping, it's about tuning into God's flow and moving when He moves you. The gratitude plus action manifestation formula. Give thanks for where you are. Breathe into the moment, speak it, feel it, visualize where you're going. Not from a place of lack, but from excitement. Let your body feel it now. Ask, what one action aligns with this future version of me? What would the grateful, abundant version of me do next? Take that step, big or small. It doesn't matter. You're now in motion, faith in action. Release attachment to the outcome. Trust that it's already unfolding. Keep your heart open. Repeat this rhythm daily. This is not a ritual. It's a lifestyle. Gratitude leads to wisdom, because a grateful person sees what others miss. You notice doors when others see walls. You recognize divine timing when others get impatient. You're more receptive to signs, synchronicities, and inspired ideas. Because you're not rushing, you're listening. When you live in gratitude, you become someone God can trust with more. That's how abundance flows, through trust. Not just you trusting God, but God trusting you. Can He trust you to recognize what's in front of you? Can He trust you to take the next step without needing all the answers? Can He trust you to steward the blessings with humility, faith, and generosity? If the answer is yes, you won't just attract abundance. You'll expand it, because you've learned the secret. Abundance doesn't come from what you hold. It comes from how you see. Gratitude sharpens your spiritual vision. It allows you to see potential before it becomes obvious, to see purpose inside the pain, to see doors inside the detours. That's why grateful people seem lucky. They're not lucky. They're just awake. They see what's already here, and they act on it. So don't wait for life to be perfect to be thankful. Be thankful, and watch life become more beautiful. Not because gratitude is a trick, but because it's the most honest frequency you can live on. It doesn't fake peace. It creates peace. And from peace, everything flows. If you want more money, start by being grateful for the money you already have. If you want more opportunities, start by being thankful for the ones you've already lived through, even the ones that didn't go as planned. Why? Because gratitude signals that you're ready for more. Gratitude is the wealth frequency. You don't tune into money by resenting it. You don't receive more by worrying about what's missing. You don't unlock overflow by criticizing what you currently have. You attract more wealth by respecting the wealth you already carry. And wealth isn't just in your bank account, it's in your breath, your ideas, your peace, your gifts, your courage, your ability to show up one more day. That's abundance. That's where gratitude begins. Because here's the truth. Money responds to energy. It is not evil. It is not moral. It is not dirty or divine. It's neutral until it meets you. And if you meet money with fear, it will flee. If you meet it with gratitude, it multiplies. Ask yourself, how do I speak about money? Do I say things like, I never have enough? Money is hard to come by. I'll never get ahead. That energy closes the door before money even knocks. But if you begin to say, I'm so thankful for the money I've received. I'm grateful money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. I bless every dollar and expect more to come. Now you're speaking the language of abundance. Now you're vibrating on a level where wealth is welcome. Money loves direction, but it also loves appreciation. When you receive, celebrate it. Say thank you out loud. Whether it's $10 or $10,000, acknowledge it like a miracle. Because the universe takes note. God sees your heart. And when you're faithful in small things, you become trustworthy with greater things. How gratitude shifts your financial energy. Let's make this practical. Here are 3 ways gratitude helps you shift into a financial overflow state. 1. Gratitude stops scarcity loops. When you're in a scarcity loop, your thoughts sound like, what if I run out? I need to hold on tight. I can't afford this. Gratitude interrupts that. It says, I've always had what I needed. God has never let me fall. Provision shows up when I stay in trust. This shift creates space for unexpected income, new clients, creative solutions, because you're no longer closed off. 2nd, gratitude activates overflow. People think wealth starts with income, but true wealth starts with your inner atmosphere. If you feel empty, no amount of money will fix it. If you feel full, money becomes an amplifier of joy. Gratitude activates that fullness. It allows you to live in overflow before the overflow appears. And that's what magnetizes the next level. 3. Gratitude changes the way you give. You don't give from guilt or pressure. You give from overflow. You give from joy. You're not afraid to be generous because you know what's flowing out will always flow back multiplied. Gratitude turns giving into celebration, not sacrifice, and that joy expands your financial capacity. Wealth is not just about receiving, it's about becoming a vessel that can carry more, and that starts with how you treat what you already have. Money is spiritual. It flows where it's honored. It grows where it's appreciated. It returns to where it's treated well. So bless your bills. Thank God as you pay them. Bless your wallet. Bless your business. Bless the check you're still waiting on. Because faith sees it before the bank account does. Gratitude prepares the room. And money walks into gratitude like a VIP guest. God is not withholding. He is waiting. Waiting for you to see. Waiting for you to shift. Waiting for you to recognize that you already have the seed. And your gratitude is what activates the harvest. You don't need to force anything. You just need to align. And gratitude is your alignment tool. You're not just attracting money. You're not just attracting opportunity. You're attracting people. And the kind of people you draw into your life will reflect your inner world more than you think. If you want deep love, aligned friendships, soul-level partnerships, start with the energy you're giving off. And there's no energy more magnetic than gratitude. Gratitude heals connection. It heals your relationship with yourself. It heals how you see others. It even heals what's already happened, your past. Because when you're grateful, you stop looking through the lens of blame and bitterness. You start seeing the lesson, not just the loss. You begin to feel whole again. Let's start with you. How do you speak to yourself? How often do you thank yourself for surviving, for trying, for growing? Gratitude towards self is one of the most transformative practices you'll ever learn. Try this. Thank you, body, for carrying me. Thank you, mind, for learning and unlearning. Thank you, heart, for loving again even after it broke. That kind of inner honoring, it creates spiritual stability. You begin to feel safe within yourself, and that safety becomes the foundation of every other connection. Next, your past. Gratitude reframes it. Not to say that everything that happened was good, but to recognize that you grew through it. You made it. And gratitude doesn't pretend it didn't hurt. It just refuses to let the pain be the only thing that remains. You can look back on a betrayal and say, "Thank you, God, for the wisdom I gained." You can look at a heartbreak and say, "Thank you for showing me what I truly need." This shift softens your heart so you stop dragging old pain into new beginnings. Gratitude purifies your energy, and pure energy attracts aligned relationships. When you are grateful, you radiate warmth. You become easy to love because you're already loving yourself. You attract people who reflect your peace, not your wounds. You magnetize those who operate at the same frequency of appreciation, respect, and mutual value. Gratitude also transforms current relationships. Imagine what would shift if you started saying more things like, "I'm so thankful for your presence in my life. I appreciate how you show up for me. Thank you for the small things. You matter." Most people walk through life starving for acknowledgement, and a simple word of gratitude can heal years of distance. When you express appreciation, walls fall, hearts soften, people feel seen, and when people feel seen, they show up more. If you're in conflict, try gratitude as the doorway back to connection. Instead of leading with what they did wrong, start with what you still value. Say, "Before we talk about the issue, I want you to know I appreciate you for..." That moment of honoring. It disarms defenses. It creates openness. It invites solutions. Gratitude doesn't erase boundaries. It just makes the conversation holy. In romantic relationships, gratitude deepens intimacy. It keeps you from taking love for granted. It reminds you why you chose each other. It brings joy back into the mundane. Don't just wait for the grand gestures. Be grateful for the daily ones. Say it, show it, speak it. Gratitude keeps love alive. Want to attract a soulmate? Start being grateful for their arrival. Before they show up, visualize them, feel their presence, and say, "Thank you for the person who will love me the way I've always deserved. Thank you for preparing me to receive real, deep love. Thank you for their life, their journey, and the day we'll finally meet." That's not fantasy. That's spiritual alignment. You're getting on the frequency of love so love can find you, because gratitude creates space for people who are aligned, and it releases you from the grip of those who were never meant to stay. It allows you to say, "Thank you for what you taught me, and thank you, God, for guiding me into better." That kind of closure, that kind of clarity, that kind of calm, that's what makes room for real, divine connection. Let's be honest. Gratitude is easy when life feels good, when the sun is out, when the bills are paid, when the love is flowing and the path looks clear. But the true power of gratitude is found when you choose it in the middle of the storm. Gratitude doesn't mean you're ignoring the pain. It means you're reaching for hope within it. It means you're saying, this isn't what I asked for, but I will find something good in it. Not because you're naive, but because your spirit knows there's something more on the other side of this moment. Gratitude is not weakness, it's resilience. It's a spiritual rebellion against despair. It's the voice inside you saying, I refuse to be defined by what I'm going through. I choose to focus on what I still have, even when so much feels lost. I still believe there's a bigger picture unfolding, and this chapter is part of it. If you're walking through loss, uncertainty, or exhaustion, this part is for you. You don't have to fake joy. You don't have to pretend everything's okay, but you can say, thank you that I'm still standing. Thank you for the strength I didn't know I had. Thank you that even in the silence, you're still with me. That level of gratitude, it will not only carry you through the valley, it will lift you out of it. Pain doesn't cancel your blessings. It just makes you look for them more intentionally. It slows you down long enough to notice that you're still breathing, that healing is happening, that maybe, just maybe, this struggle is revealing strength you didn't know you carried. When life feels heavy, try this. 1. Gratitude for the smallest light. Don't reach for the big things. Start with the smallest flicker of peace, a warm shower, a friend who texted back, a moment where you didn't feel overwhelmed, a sunset, a soft pillow, a deep breath. Say thank you for that. Let it be enough for now. Your soul doesn't need a miracle. It needs a moment of rest in the truth that you're still held. 2. Thankfulness for the lesson, even before you see it. Sometimes you say it in faith. Thank you for what this will teach me. Thank you for using this to grow me. Thank you for turning this into something that serves me. Even if your heart's still broken, even if you're angry, even if it doesn't make sense yet, gratitude in the dark is one of the most powerful forms of spiritual trust. 3. Praise without proof. You don't wait until the breakthrough happens. You praise like it's already in progress. This kind of praise shakes the atmosphere. It breaks spiritual heaviness. It realigns your soul with heaven's frequency. Because when you stop demanding proof, you start walking in power. Gratitude is a form of worship. It says, God, I trust you even when I don't understand you. I believe you're still good even when life feels anything but. I'm not grateful for the pain, but I'm grateful that you're using it. That is maturity. That is faith. That is what opens the next chapter. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life come right after a moment of raw, honest gratitude. Not polished, not perfect, not pretty, but real. A whisper through tears. Thank you, God, for staying with me. Thank you that I'm not alone. Thank you that I don't have to have it all figured out. That's what moves heaven. That's what opens doors. That's what makes the impossible feel possible again. Gratitude doesn't eliminate pain, but it gives you power inside it. The power to keep going. The power to find beauty in ashes. The power to believe again. And in time, gratitude becomes the bridge between where you were and where your miracle finds you. Gratitude isn't just about today. It's also about where you're going. Because when you live in gratitude, you don't just appreciate the present. You energize your future. Gratitude is vision fuel. It's the emotional and spiritual gasoline that keeps your dreams alive on the road to manifestation. You don't need to know how it's all going to happen. You just need to keep the energy open. Gratitude keeps you open. Gratitude keeps you hopeful. Gratitude keeps you ready, ready for the opportunity, ready for the unexpected yes, ready for the divine appointment, the soul connection, the breakthrough. Because a grateful person is already aligned with receiving. Most people block their blessings by living in waiting energy. They're so focused on what's not here that they blind themselves to what is unfolding. Gratitude shifts your gaze. It sharpens your focus. It turns you into someone who can spot miracles mid-sentence. Someone who walks through life with open hands, not clenched fists, not frustration, but faith. Gratitude says, I expect good things to happen. Not because life has always been fair, but because I believe God is still writing my story, and He's not done blessing me yet. You start to expect opportunities. You start to expect favor. You start to wake up each morning with the thought, what good is trying to find me today? That is the magnetism of gratitude. That is the mindset of abundance. Daily rituals that build long-term gratitude manifestation is not a one-time vision board. It's a daily emotional decision. Gratitude is the tool that holds it all together. Here are 3 long-term practices to make gratitude your home frequency. 1. Morning gratitude declaration. Start every morning with 3 spoken declarations. Thank you for waking me up to new possibilities. Thank you that something good is already in motion. Thank you that this day will bring me closer to everything meant for me. Say it out loud. Feel it. Let it become part of your identity. You are someone who expects goodness. 2nd gratitude journal for the future. Write a journal entry once a week from your future self in the present tense. Thank you for the thriving business I love. Thank you for the home that feels like peace. Thank you for the relationships that nourish me. Thank you for the money that flows easily into my life. This activates a deep subconscious alignment. Your body begins to believe it's real. Your energy starts to rise into it. And what you feel, you attract. 3rd gratitude breathing ritual, 3 minutes a day. Inhale, I am blessed. Exhale, I am grateful. Inhale, I am supported. Exhale, I am open. Repeat this for 3 minutes every day. Gratitude isn't just a thought, it's a frequency. This brings your whole system into coherence. Mind, body, and spirit begin vibrating at one level, abundance. Consistency creates reality. When you make gratitude a habit, life doesn't just change around you. It changes within you. You stop rushing. You stop panicking. You stop doubting because you've trained your soul to expect goodness. Even when you don't see it yet, living in gratitude long-term is the ultimate manifestation secret. You're no longer living from lack to more. You're living from enough to overflow. You don't beg the universe. You partner with it. You don't try to control outcomes. You trust timing. You don't overthink every delay. You stay ready for the blessing. Gratitude doesn't make the path easier, but it makes it lighter, because when you walk with thanksgiving in your heart, even the detours become part of the dream. Even the waiting becomes preparation. Even the setbacks become sacred, and the future, it starts unfolding in ways that don't even make sense, because you finally became a match for it. Gratitude isn't just a wellness trend. It's not just psychology. It's not just positive thinking. Gratitude is spiritual power. It is holy. It is sacred. It is divine alignment in motion. And when you live in gratitude, you're not just raising your vibration, you're drawing closer to God. In everything give thanks. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. Not for everything, but in everything. Because thanksgiving isn't about circumstances. It's about faith. Faith that says, even in this, God is good. Even here, I am growing. Even now, something holy is happening. Gratitude isn't passive, it's a declaration. It tells heaven, I trust you. It tells hell, you didn't break me. It tells your soul, we're still winning. It's a spiritual weapon. A praise that pushes darkness back. A posture that invites divine favor forward. Miracles are born in thanksgiving. Think of Jesus before the miracle of the loaves and fish. Before multiplying them, he gave thanks. Not after the abundance, before it. Before the increase, before the overflow, before the miracle happened in the natural. He thanked the Father. That is the blueprint. Give thanks first, then watch the increase follow. Gratitude is a sign of spiritual maturity. It says, I don't need to see it to believe it. I know who my source is. I'm not relying on the world. I'm standing on the Word. When you're truly grateful, you become unshakable. Not because life is perfect, but because your eyes are on something greater. God responds to gratitude. Why? Because gratitude proves you're ready. It proves you're aware. It proves you're listening. It shows you honor the process. It shows you carry humility. It shows you understand. This isn't all about you. This is about what God is doing through you. If you've been praying for a breakthrough, try this. Instead of praying in desperation, pray in thanksgiving. Say, God, thank you that you're already working on it. Thank you for the doors I haven't even seen yet. Thank you that you are my provider, my healer, my source of strength. This kind of gratitude-centered prayer doesn't beg, it believes. Scriptures that unlock the power of gratitude. Let these truths root into your spirit. Psalm 104. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. Thanksgiving is the entry point, the gate into his presence, the doorway to divine encounter. Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God will guard your hearts. Gratitude unlocks peace. It guards your heart. It silences anxiety. Colossians 3:15. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts and be thankful. Peace and gratitude are intertwined. They feed each other. They protect your spirit. Gratitude is more than manners. It's ministry. When you live in gratitude, you preach the gospel with your presence. You show others what faith looks like in real time. You show the world how grace feels in a human body. You walk like someone who knows that God isn't done, that your life isn't over, that the blessing is already en route. Want to live in overflow? Start by thanking God like it's already yours. Not from arrogance, but from alignment. From the kind of quiet, sacred confidence that says, I know who I belong to. And I know he withholds no good thing from those who walk with him. Gratitude proves you're walking. You're not waiting for perfect conditions. You're trusting divine timing. You're not clinging to control. You're resting in God's faithfulness. You're not stuck in fear. You're anchored in praise. Because here's the truth. Praise always precedes power. When you thank God, you invite heaven to move. When you thank God, you activate supernatural momentum. When you thank God, you open the door to favor, increase, wisdom, and provision. You don't need to earn it. You just need to receive it. And gratitude is the position of the open heart.